Hey guys, next incendiary here, and without getting too crazy, we're just gonna be going through the new perk rehaul that we got dropped on us today with the developer update for September 2024. Now, I haven't really read into it, so you're gonna be getting my first-hand reaction, guys. But without further ado, we're gonna hop right into it. The September 2024 developer update. The next update features an especially large number of perk tweaks and reworks on top of our usual killer tweaks and new features. In this post, we'll dig into each of the changes and share our reasoning behind them. Finishing Mory. New, the killer can now perform a Mory on the final survivor without using an offering. Objects obstructing the camera during the Mory animation will fade away. And rework Memento Mori offerings have a new effect, gain a large blood point bonus when performing a Mory on the final survivor. Dev note, when the finishing Mory system was tested previously, many found that it and the surrounding gameplay changes to have too large of an effect on the match. We scaled back this system to better suit what players expect from it. Killers now have the option to kill the final survivor if they choose so. This will provide some visual flair and create a satisfying end to the match. Now, when this first came out, or when this was first even thought about coming out, I don't know, half a year to a year ago, I know it faced a lot of backlash. But I think that the finishing Mory is a system that could be put into place that would actually make games a lot faster and more enjoyable for people. For me, myself, I'm a survivor main, and there's a lot of times where you get slugged down on the ground, you know what I'm saying? And you end up having to wait that 4 minutes. I don't know why, but I feel like this finishing system might speed things up a little bit. Besides that, we do have that large rework of the Mory system. We also have some survivor perks and killer perks that are going to be touched. First off, we have Teamwork Power of 2. This effect will linger for a few seconds when out of range. Re-entering this range before the linger time expires will maintain the effects, which is a huge, because Teamwork Power of 2, as much as it's a beautiful perk, any kind of team-based perk where you have to stay within a certain area is very difficult, because no matter what, at one point or another, you guys are going to end up getting forked. And I mean that quite literally, as in a fork in the road. And you'll have to go elsewhere. So having this little linger effect and having the ability to get back together and actually use that skill still, that perk, is huge. Collective Stealth, same, understandable. Honestly, not too excited about this one because Shadow Step exists, but this is still good. Corrective Action now applies to survivors within 8 meters. You no longer need to be cooperating on the same generator. You can walk by your bozo homie and get a skill check for them. And prevented failed skill checks now become great skill checks. Was good before. So here's the other thing, is you could technically cheese this. If you have enough of the tokens, you could tell your homie to miss a skill check on purpose just so you get a great. It's pretty pog. Next up is Inner Focus. It increased aura reading duration to 6, 8, 10 seconds and removed range requirement. Ooh, that's actually really strong. I do like that. Because Inner Focus before was you see other people's scratch marks, and within a certain range, you could also see the killer when they hit your teammate for so long. That's pretty interesting. I think that'll be a very nice quality of life buff, and we might see more people running this. Next is We're Gonna Live Forever, which increased healing speed bonus to 150. Wowzers! Survivors aren't left in the dying state often, so we want to make sure this perk is effective when the situation rises, which is fair. 150% that checks out, I'm not gonna lie, because it's only when you're down on the ground that this bonus applies. You're not getting this just from like healing a guy off hook, you know. They removed endurance effect no longer needs to be activated, but they added a 30-second cooldown to the endurance effect. So technically you get the endurance effect no matter what, but there's no prerequisite anymore, which is pretty pog. Poised. When you first start repairing a generator, see the killer's aura for 6 seconds. That's actually mental. That's so crazy. That's huge. Combined with the new Trevor perk, that could be actually really disgusting, chat. Changed increased duration to 10, 12, 14 seconds. Wowee! That's insane. So, okay, so you get killer aura reveal on starting the generator. And then when you're done completing the generator, or when any generator completes, if that's how it was before, you get 10, 12, and 14 seconds of no scratch marks. That's huge. After that, they also affected Blood Rush, which this is kind of exciting for me. I don't think I see a lot of people running Blood Rush. But Blood Rush now activates for 40-50 seconds after being unhooked. Previously activated permanently when you were 1 hook away from death. Okay. Blood Rush now deactivates upon performing a conspicuous action. Understandable. Blood Rush now deactivates when the exit gates are powered. I mean, that's fair. They did the same thing to Adrenaline. And Blood Rush no longer heals or provides the broken status effect. I'm gonna have to see this one in action, chat, for me to actually like know what kind of worth it's gonna have. For now, I think on paper it sounds good, but I'm really not certain. And in theory, it sounds a little odd. Next, we have Quick Gambit. When chase see the auras of other survivors, and Quick Gambit now has a 60-second cooldown upon losing a health state. Okay, that's actually a really fair balance. Reduced repair speed bonus to 3, 4, 5, and repair speed bonus no longer has a limited range. Ooh. Okay. So you know what? Initially, when they took away the repair speed bonus, that kind of scared me. But this is what this is saying, is if you can be very, very confident within your first health state chase, I mean, if you have 1 minute and 30 seconds of not losing a health state, that's 1 minute and 30 seconds of everybody else having basic deja vu damn near. That's huge. Honestly, I think we're going to see a lot of Quick Gambit, especially if they allow this in competitive. And then a lot of people are excited about this one, Distortion. Distortion goes, people bye-bye finally chat. Distortion no longer has tokens and instead deactivates once you use until the next time you're chased. Realistically speaking, no tokens, no bueno. Distortion's gonna go right in the trash. I hate to be that guy, but people only use this to hide. For me, I'm an object of obsession user, so I use Giga Chat Distortion. But I don't think many people are gonna use this after this update, that's for sure. Lucky Star. Change. It now suppresses grunts of pain and pools of blood as long as you're in the locker. And this effect lingers for 30 seconds after exiting the locker. Ooh. But it no longer reveals survivors or generator auras. I mean, to be fair, Lucky Star was kind of doing its own thing as is. It's kind of a meme build. You really do have to like kind of play it into like head on and quick and quiet and all that stuff. Maybe even inner strength. But besides that, it's a very gimmicky perk, and you really do need to build around it. But the extra, the extra time, that's kind of nice. Finally, we have gone to the killer perks. I'm excited to see what's happening here. We've already taken our bumps and our bruises over on the survivor side, so it's nice to see what the killer has to take now. For genetic limits, anytime a survivor loses a health state, they're suffer from the exhaustion for 6, 7, 8 seconds. But that's okie dokie. I can't see this getting a lot of value, if I'm going to be completely honest with people. This goes back to the point of like what I am as a survivor again. I run Sprint Burst Vigil. 6, 7, 8's nothing. I don't know. I could see people putting this together in certain builds where they could get some like really nasty wombo combos with it. Like, realistically speaking, genetic limits combined with like rapid brutality and maybe Stabiffle, that's not too bad. Because like, I mean, if you're dealing with overcome gamers, dead hard gamers, late life users, that could actually be pretty nice because you're taking their exhaustion away completely. And yet again, if you're running rapid brutality and they don't get their exhaustion, you're literally boom, boom, boom right on top of them, right? Leverage. When a survivor performs an unhook, their healing speed is reduced by 30, 40, 50% for 30 seconds. Leverage actually sounds like it got a bit of an okie dokie rework. I still can't see this being super pog by any means, but you're going to have those legions and those doctors with the anti-heal builds that might run it, so that'll be cool. And then we have Thak, which now starts with 3 tokens. Gain 1 token upon hooking a survivor, and when breaking a pallet or breakable wall, consume 1 token and cause survivors within 24 meters to scream and reveal their location for 3, 4, 5 seconds. This actually isn't too bad, in my opinion, since I also like run a killer like Billy, or if you run somebody like Demo, Blight, anybody that like base kit has the ability to break really, really quickly. I think Thak combined with, yet again, since we already have these zoomy characters that can break quickly, combined with Lethal Pursuers, so changing that to 5, 6, 7 seconds per break is really, really disgusting. It doesn't look like it has a cooldown either. So that's like really, really nice. That could be really, 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 really pog for information when it comes to killers yet again, such as Billy, Blight, Demo, Wesker with Iridescent add-on, you know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting to see. Machine learning is back in the shop. The most recent damage generator becomes compromised. Yeah, that's fair. I guess that's a little something that they forgot to put in the subtext of the coding, so they had to fix that. Deathbound. Deathbound no longer has a distance requirement to activate, and Deathbound no longer has a duration and instead deactivates when the healer is hooked. Ooh, that's actually nutty with it. I like this a lot. Okay, Deathbound you see here and there, once in a while. But the fact now that Deathbound no longer has a duration and instead deactivates when the healer is hooked is insanity, man. Zanshin Tactics. When a survivor is within 6 meters of a dropped pallet within 16 meters of your location, their aura is revealed for 6, 8, 10 seconds. So this is fucking Pog. Now this is huge. Now this is great. Zanshin Tactics was Windows for killers before. Like, they fucking need that, right? Zanshin is a beautiful now. This is like great for any kind of killer, yet again, where you don't have to, you don't have to necessarily break that pallet. Nurse, instantly. Pyramid Head, I'm thinking killers like Dracula. Zanshin Tactics is gonna be nutty. Like, I mean, they don't even have to drop worry about the Kill Shack pallet. Like Nurse, for instance, let's say that they have a chase, somebody drops Kill Shack pallet, right? Well, they finish that chase, they hook them there, they bounce out to somewhere else on the part of the map. There's also a generator in that Kill Shack. While a person gets unhooked, healed, they start working on that generator. Unless they have any means, that homie knows for a fact where they are at all times. My only concern with a perk like this is I feel like we're getting some really big hand-holding perks when it comes to the aura reading on the killer side. And that kind of upsets me because we already have Weave Attunement. Now we have smaller Weave Attunement in the shape of Zanshin Tactics. But hopefully it's not too bad at the end of the day. Dead Man Switch. It now applies only to the first survivors who stop repairing a generator. Oh, an increased duration to 40, 45, 50. What the? Increased duration to 40, 45, 50. I'm gonna have to see this in practice, Jack, because right now that just hurts my survivor soul, bro. Blood Echo removed. Blood Echo no longer has a cooldown, which is fair. And change reduced duration to 20, 25, 30 seconds. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Out of like everything that's on here right now, Blood Echo, that's super duper fair. Blood Echo wasn't like a super primo perk by any means. And there's not like a lot of perks that give you like really good exhaustion. And the fact that Blood Echo 1 no longer has a cooldown now, and the fact that they reduce the duration, I think that's like a really nice quality of life meet in the middle kind of thing, where you can get Blood Echo value quite frequently, but you have to be optimal and you have to capitalize on when you're going for it. Hex Crowd Control. The last 3, 4, 5 vaults which survivors rush vault are blocked by the entity. This lasts until the Hex Totem is cleansed. Wait, what? So, up to 5 vaults, the survivor rush vault can be blocked by the entity. That's insane! Predator. When a survivor escapes a chase, reveal their aura for 6 seconds. This perk then goes on cooldown for 60, 50, 40. Not too bad, but yet again, it's another time relative aura reading perk, which means at the end of the day, all you lethal pursuer enjoyers that decide to toss this on are going to be seeing people for 8 seconds. I would like to say, like, you know, hand to God, this is super fair though. Predator was a shit perk. Before it was like you see the scratch marks a little bit more pushed together, and it's easier to read where the survivor's going. But now, like, if you are having a hard time reading where the survivor's going, and you actually are using this perk to learn to get better in chase and stay on top of people, it will reward you and say, hey man, you messed up, they're over here, go get them, dog. And finally, we do have some killer updates, chat. I don't want to read Billy yet because it's gonna make me fucking cry. But right off the rip with Skull Merchant, they decrease the hindered penalty when scanned by a drone to 5% instead of 10. Thank you, Papa Behavior. Remove the Skull Merchant. Sorry, that was enough for me. That's it. They can just end the sentence there. But the Skull Merchant no longer gains haste when scanning Survivor. Also, bless. That's huge. It made her way too easy, chat. You're getting slower, she's getting faster, and all she has to do is hold W. I hate to be that guy, because I'm a W key survivor, but it's a little different when I'm running for my life and you're running for a kill. You know what I'm saying? Reduce the number of drone scan lines to 1 was 2. Oh, so instead of going like let's say like this in the middle of the drone and like it going like that and that, it's only gonna be like around the 1 way now. That's interesting. Drones are now always in the active state though. Understandable. That's fair. Drone scan lines are now invisible beyond 16 meters. Okay, that's kind of a nice quality of life change. You know, we don't have to deal with like the double scan lines now, but they're always active, and it's almost like Freddy intermittent phasing in the sense that you don't see until you get up close on it. So I respect that. Pray to my gods. Pray to my Billy Boy gods. All right, don't hurt him too much. Decrease time before overdrive starts to dissipate to 8 seconds was 15. That's fair. Overdrive is fucking OP. Decreased overdrive movement speed 11.5. Oh no! They're taking our speed away! Decreased overdrive charges gained while revving and sprinting to 1.5 was 2. And increased chainsaw missed attack cooldown to 2.7 was 2.5. It's totally understandable. Okay, I love my boy. I love my Billy. But The buff that they give Billy is the same energy to the buff that they give background player Man. It was a little over the top. And yeah, as much as it was fun and we got to enjoy it, we knew it needed to change. Twins increased Victor's cooldown when crushed to 20 seconds. That's very nice, because I feel like Victor was getting out and about very quick. And increased cooldown after Victor downs a survivor to 3.2 was 2.7. Okay, so cool. So that means after Victor downs a survivor, we have an extra half a second now to actually kick the little shit. So that's not too bad. The unknown. New, a HUD update to display teleport cooldown and hallucination spawn time. I like that, because I feel like that was like, for a newer player, like you didn't really understand what was happening when it came to your husks. They also changed the movement speed and now decreases sooner when charging your power. Fair. Increased teleport recovery speed by 15%. Also fair. I don't see like a ton of unknowns going for like heavy TP plays, but the ones that do are fucking goated at the game, and you know for a fact this is going to help them get even better. Adjustments to blurry photo and vanishing box add-ons, and improved visual and audio feedback when using UVX. That's fair. Okay, we noticed that the blurry photo add-on is a fan favorite, so we've incorporated part of its effect into the base kit and toned it down to compensate. Okay, that's fair. This will allow more freedom to experiment with other add-ons without missing one. We've also toned down the Vanishing Backs add-on, which was on the stronger side, by adding a trade-off increase to hallucination spawn time. Fair. Respect. Okay, that's some good balancing. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie, guys. After going through this list of developer updates for September, yeah, there's a couple I'm scared of course, but I'm not gonna lie. I'd say 95% of everything that is coming out this time around, that is coming out in this developer update, is damn near necessary. To keep up with the game and the current fluctuation of the game and the way the game's moving, I think it's fair. The only thing that is obviously going to be a little scary is still going to be the finishing Mory, but it's behavior. They'll figure it out. And if they don't, we'll get 20,000 bugs when the update comes out. So, but chat, thank you for chilling and chatting. I hope you enjoyed the September 2024 developer update. If you're enjoying the content you're seeing here on old YouTube channel, make sure to drop a sub, and don't forget to stop by twitch.tv/nextincendiary. I do try to stream every single evening. I don't exactly have a defined start time, but if you hop into the 5-Pit Discord as well, you can figure that out ASAP. Yet again, if you're enjoying the content you're seeing here, stop by the Twitch, say hi. But besides that, have an amazing rest of your day, and kick some booty cuties. Peace.